There's so many stories out here, but I just wanted to bring this one up because if anybody followed the Kristen Smart case, this just had a air about it that reminded me of it. Like, do we have another Paul Flores here? Because they're like, oh, this video popped up, and then they show the dude walking with her, and she's like way wasted. Watch.
This surveillance video that a news outlet in the Dominican obtained shows Ribe walking with Sudiksha Konanki. She's
Like
also
he's
with
just
some
like jogging
friends
her
there. You can see
around,
them
dude.
following
Look
closely
at this.
behind. This video is from last Thursday around 4:30 in the morning. Investigators say the group walked toward the beach in Punta
She can
Cana,
barely
and
walk, and then he's
Konanki and
like
Ribe
grabbing
stayed
her. Like,
behind.
watch how they
Investigators are
walk.
now
Look, he
working
jogs her
on the
over.
assumption that the 20-year-old University of Pittsburgh student may have drowned, but at this
Yeah, so she's missing right now, and then the assumption originally they kind of made it seem like, oh, maybe she drowned. But she's with some guy, so then isn't he kind of in charge there, right? I mean, why would you let somebody that's that wasted out of your sight anyway? People are getting in trouble for this stuff. Okay, so what are they saying now? Yeah, she went with five friends. So a Cloud State University student. It's always these college kids. Okay, so has been named a person of interest. And then she's of University of Pittsburgh, and they were last seen on the beach in the Dominican Republic. So here's the backstory. So Kanaki 20 was reported missing while vacationing with five college students at a Real Republica hotel in Punta Cana, Republic, and she was last seen on the beach in early morning March 6th. And the hotel noted that the disappearance coincided with a power outage that prompted multiple guests to head to the beach. That's weird. I don't know what that means. That's just did somebody I don't know. That's strange. I don't know if it's just like a like is that an indicator that somebody did something? So if you did a power outage, maybe you would not be seen on cam. Maybe they were trying to undo the electro. I have no idea. That's just strange. Okay, so in a London County, Virginia resident and student at the University of Pittsburgh, she's a citizen of India but is a permanent resident of the U.S. Maybe she wouldn't have been for long, but okay. The county sheriff office is assisting in the U.S. Department of State. Okay, so they're looking into that. The person of interest. Wednesday. I'm like, Wednesday? Wait. Okay, they said Wednesday that a 22-year-old from Iowa is a person of interest in the investigation, but stress this is not a criminal investigation, and he is not a suspect, but we think he did it. Okay, the man at St. Cloud State University was vacationing at this place and was not part of the traveling group. The London County Sheriff said that he may have been the last one to have seen her, so he is of, yeah, particular interest. The man is currently enrolled at that place, and then he attended the university since 2023. He is a senior who is majoring in land surveying and mapping sciences. Maybe there's a reason why he's into land surveying. I don't know, but okay, so his hometown is Rock Rapids, Iowa, and he has never been a student athlete at SCSU. I don't know why they had to add that. He was never a student. He never was an athlete. I don't know. Okay, the London County Sheriff Office says a number of people have been interviewed by the local police and the help of FBI, and the work is continuing. The sheriff's office will also have a presence on the ground on Wednesday. So is this from when did they post this? I just got this today. Okay, March 12th. Okay, so they looked into that. I just saw the link today. Let me see if there's a further thing. But yeah, I've been watching it and I go, why do I have a feeling that this story is going to be totally not what they think? Because they were going on about, she might have drowned. I go, how did this happen? How are you with all your friends? And then all of a sudden everybody's like, we don't know what happened. Yeah, well, it would be one of two things. Either your friends are really crappy and they don't care about you, in which case they probably should be held accountable anyway. But the fact that that video showed up, these guys keep taking advantage of people under the influence. That's not legal, and you continue to do so, you're gonna get caught. The fact that anybody's just like this is still like normal on any aspect. There's people walking behind them, right? What? Wait.
Investigation, but there
Yeah,
are
there's
developments today.
people right here.
Let's get to that video. Investigators
There's
say
these
this
two,
surveillance
but
video
then
that a news
right
outlet in
here,
the
her,
Dominican
isn't this her
obtained
friend?
shows Ribe walking with Sudiksha Konanki. She's also with some friends there. You can see them following closely
Yeah.
behind. This
So
video
how does she just
is from
randomly
last Thursday
disappear?
around
Everybody's with her.
4:30 in the morning. Investigators say the group walked toward the beach in Punta Cana, and Konanki and Ribe stayed behind. Investigators are now working on the assumption that the
So are they saying that are they saying the girls stay behind? I just kind of because what could have happened is he's like, okay, we're gonna take off together, and then they always try to separate you from your friends. Yes, I talked about this, how this happened when we were kids. What and somebody that's not from their school or their group would feel extra more confident in this because nobody knows them, and some cocky, you know what, is gonna think he's gonna get away with that. But I guess there could be a chance that somebody was very reckless in this whole thing and then they left her somewhere and then she wandered off. But the chances of somebody like that just wandering into the water or whatever and drowning, it's like no, I don't believe that's what happened here. So just seeing what happened there, but so we'll see. Okay, here's what. Oh, okay. So this guy is the one that's giving his version of story. Okay, and this was yesterday. Okay, so the person of interest told prosecutors he tried to save her from a wave. He took that drunk girl in the water. I guarantee you that's not what happened. What he might have done. Let's see. The man who officially called a person of interest in the case said he tried to save her life before she was hit by a wave. Why? He's sitting back somewhere. I don't know what the hell. He's kicking back. He's watching this drunk girl. Did you see how he's holding her? Like, really against her will? Like walking. And then so he's just gonna kick back. She's gonna jump in the water, and he's like, "Oh shit, a wave! I knew this was gonna happen, right? Like this wave, something's happening, and I don't know. It's just this weird story, right? Okay, so okay, his name is Joshua Ribby. I don't know. Named as a person of interest and not a suspect. Allegedly told prosecutors that he and her kissed before he tried to save her life. No. Okay. He's a rapist. We could tell just from the walk. Okay, so I'm just saying, why are you trying to put the moves on this drunk girl? Number one, why are you in the water? Wait, what happened? So you take her to the water, you do all this. This is the alleged story. Now, on these fake stories, sometimes like it's like the partial truth, but not all of it. But then you could have another version where none of them ever went into the water and she's somewhere else and hidden underneath those ocean caves. I mean, it could be a whole different thing. So, but this is his version. This is his version. They were kissing, and all of a sudden, she's the only one that was in danger. Before he tried to save her life when they were hit by a big wave. Well, I'm just saying, from the clip that we've seen, she looks inebriated. He's claiming he then took an inebriated woman and started kissing her. Well, right here, we got a problem. So then, now you're in the water. And what would you be doing in the water? Okay, so now she's missing. And so you could be doing these actions in the water and then drown her after that and then take off and then claim that kind of crap. Did she watch it? You know what I mean? Like, if there's nothing like that, then there's some additions in the story. Because if she was pulled back and stuff, eventually, don't they? I mean, where did they go? Did they jump in the middle far part of the ocean? I mean, what are we talking about here? It just sounds like bullshit. They went all the way out. Why did he take a drunk girl all the way out in the water? That's the part of the story. Okay, so he told prosecutors he thought she would be okay because she was knee deep in water. And then allegedly fell asleep on the beach. Oh, what? Oh my God, this story is awful. His version is does this make any sense, you guys? I don't know. It's not to me. Visually imagine this. So we see the intro of the story. He's grabbing this drunk girl and he's holding her, he's yanking her around. That's what you're seeing in the video. She's inebriated. It's pretty obvious she's inebriated. So he's like, I kissed her. But this is the other part of the story. He thought she would be okay because she was knee deep in water. Okay, so they're not together kissing knee deep in water. Knee deep, knee to my knee. And then it says he then fell asleep on the beach. I don't see how this comes together. I don't see how this comes together at all. Anyone? Is it just me? I think they already knew that. They just know he's lying his ass off. It's just not making any sense. But anyway, it says authorities believe the 20-year-old likely drowned. No. Like in knee-deep water? If you're talking about like one of those random, like, secretive waves that come up, I mean, can you explain like how he's claiming he was kissing her and then he fell asleep? And he said he was trying to save her life. Like those things don't come together. How are you trying to save someone's life when you're asleep? So he's asleep, and then a wave came over, took her, and then it hit him, and he gets up, but he doesn't know she's there because he's asleep. He can't actually say she's knee deep in water because he's asleep. It doesn't come together, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's what he says. That's what was put here. I'm just like, these different things, kissing knee deep in your sleep and then you're rescuing. These they don't go together. Wow. Some dude. Okay, so the official says he's a U.S. citizen. Of course, all the rapists are here. So, who was on vacation in Punta Cana and was not with the group traveling with them. Yeah, exactly. And he's probably like, because he doesn't know anybody, he thinks he's gonna get away with a crime in another country where none of them know him, and he's gonna try to pull this kind of crap. So let's see. Okay, so why are the parents speaking? They weren't there. I would like to tell these parents, yeah, you shouldn't be getting on any girl that is intoxicated. That would be number one. We express our deep sorrow. He is deeply dismayed by her disappearance and has fully cooperated in the search and clarification of the facts from the very beginning. And it's all shit, and it doesn't come together, parents. Does that make any sense to you, parents? What parent would believe this story? Okay, so Joshua was a 22-year-old college senior at St. Cloud, Minnesota, where he's pursuing a degree in land survey. Yeah, he probably surveyed the land over there and knows where she's at. Because actually the story, what I'm saying is sometimes they'll like throw in this like weird truth into it. Maybe the truth is somewhere on the beach they did something, right? That's probably maybe the only truth of the story. And instead of her being in the water, he surveyed the land and put her somewhere else where you guys are not really looking. Because he's going to throw you off. Because he's not going to tell you exactly where the crime really happened. Because holy crap. So that actually may be part of the story. I mean, it could go either way. Because he could have done something in the water. But she is not surface. Which I would find kind of odd right now. Because if it's just they were knee deep in water means that they were not even that far out. You're just talking about a wave coming in, pulling them out. But then eventually... Has anybody ever seen that? I used to walk the beach all the time. Oh my gosh. The waves will push these gigantic dead whales up onto the shore. Usually eventually. I mean, it's something in that, thing there. And it depends on the beach itself, but sometimes when you're talking about knee deep, that you could walk that for a long time into the ocean. Like it doesn't necessarily go straight down. It just depends where, right? But you could literally walk out for some of these beaches for a long time knee deep. I mean, really far out. Really far out. I remember just feeling weird going, you know, a shark could still come up in here. I don't know. But yeah, so but how does he know she's knee deep when he said he was kissing her, but then all of a sudden he's asleep? I'm just saying it doesn't come together because if you're asleep, you have no conscious anything of where somebody's at before a wave hit. Because if the wave hit while you're asleep, then you have zero clue where they are and how they are or anything. Despite his full willingness to cooperate, Josh has been detained under irregular conditions and subjected to extensive questioning without the presence of official translators or legal counsel until Wednesday the 12th. He has remained in his hotel room under police surveillance. I mean, wow, that's nice. And has been repeatedly taken to the police station since March 6th, as he should be, where he has been interrogated for long hours. This situation has raised serious concerns with his family, which has led us to retain legal counsel to initiate legal actions, ensuring his safety and the protection of his rights throughout this process. We thank those who have supported and understanding during these difficult times. We recognize that this is a complex and painful situation for all parties involved. Okay, so it goes into that, and then this is what we know. Surveillance video around 4:50 a.m. Yeah, this is when all the real desperate ones come out. March 6th on beach. Okay, so then they said that she's a resident of there. Okay, we now believe there were 6 female students of the University of Pittsburgh traveling to Punta Cana. At least 2 of whom, including the missing, are residents of that. Okay, and then after going to a nightclub, and a group of people went to the beach at 4. Okay, I could see this happening in our young years. Okay, all of us went to the thing, clubs closed, we want to go hang out at the beach. And then the other women traveling with the students are captured on camera at 5:55 a.m., returning to their hotel rooms without her. A man believed to be Rib stayed behind with her on the beach. Okay, so I guess this is a situation where at some point they're like, okay, wait, so they were caught on camera, they said 4:50, right? 4:50. They stayed out for 1 hour. Now they're like, okay, we're ready for bed. And then they stayed together. So they were together right there. So by the time they leave, if we take them out of the criminal action, they went back into their rooms, and then this is when all the evil happens. So she gets separated from her friends. I don't know how that happened, though. I don't know if they conversed. Maybe we'll get to that thing. They may have conversed, and she's like, we're just kicked back here. But you shouldn't leave your drunk friend with some strange guy. But maybe these 2 girls were also totally drunk, too. Like, it's hard to know what that little scenario is right there. But they told officials this doesn't make any sense. He told officials he had gone for a swim with her and got caught by a big wave. But how did he get asleep? He went back to the beach and threw up. And he passed out and later returned to the hotel. No, he killed her. If there's throw up on the beach, I think this is the indicator that he committed a crime. And whatever he did, this is the result of that. And then he passed out and then returned to the hotel, unsure where she'd gone. Do you guys believe any of that? Okay, so he said he was trying to save her. So if his brain is operating enough to know I'm trying to save this girl, and then you cut back, all of a sudden now you're too drunk, you pass out, you throw up, and then you just return to your hotel and you're like, I don't know where she went. Even though he knows that he was trying to save her. That's his version of the story. If you knew you were trying to save her, you'd be panicking, going, somebody help me, right? You're still going to stay like that no matter how drunk you are, because you're going to be in the state of panic and adrenaline. Your brain, it does trust. So, okay, now all of a sudden you don't know and you don't care. Now he don't care. Now it's a thing of, I don't care. I'm gonna go back to the hotel. He's full of shit. He did something. He did something bad. But I don't think it's the story that they're saying. I don't think the big wave is in the story. No. What else? What other areas of the beach have you guys searched? Is there anywhere else they could walk off? Is there any hidden places? Anything? It reminds me so much of the Kristen Smart case. It's just not plausible. You guys, I'm just saying, like, there could be a real situation where a wave comes in. I actually was hearing a story about that, but actually, even in that story, I think the guy might, I don't know. Even in that one was questionable too, but apparently, like, it was a similar story. Then the kids got swiped away and it was just him. The reason why I ran into that story, it was the most bizarre thing ever. I was looking for one of my school bullies, and I was like, well, what happened to them? Because I want to see what happens with these socio dudes. He wasn't the worst, but I was just kind of curious because as we're going through these traits of these people, you want to see what's happening, far, far in the future because they don't do the research that good, because we already know as a fact somebody did something and then they don't chronically follow them for like 30 years later, I don't know if it's the same person. I think it was just a person with the same name. It was weird. And I was looking, I go, and then there was a mystery clouding them that, with these two kids dead. And I don't know, it's presented as it was an accident. Like they were on the beach and some big wave thing came by and then the kids got taken away. He lives, the kids are dead, and they deemed it an accident. And I was like, I don't know, I don't feel good with that one. I mean, it could have happened, yeah, but I'm like, I don't know. So these wave stories, I mean, if you did something terrible, isn't that a great cover? I mean, this magical random wave. You know how many times I've walked on the beach and that's never happened? Okay. So we've had some big waves come, but nothing that's just like you could actually see it. Like if you're watching the water, you'll see like it'll go slow, slow, and it'll build. You'll see it, and when it's about to roll up. That's how you know it. And it'll come. You can see it. You can watch it. It's kind of interesting. It's a little meditative, but you can watch the rolls and how big the waves are going to be. And I've never had that. And if I knew that the weather's going to be terrible, well, why would you take your little kids right up to the beach like that on a day they said don't take your kids there? Yeah, so I was looking at that story and I go, I do not trust this story on any level. And somehow this dude got away with it probably. But I was trying to figure, I go, is that actually the guy, or is that just a different guy with the same name? I think it's a different guy with the same name. It's just a accidental, like, I don't know. It was really weird and it was creepy. But anyway, that's what this guy's trying to throw out here with that same type of story. But this was the addition to it. At least that guy didn't say something like, I was so distraught and I forgot what happened and I went home. No, it wasn't like that. Then this one's crazy. But then they said that the electrical went out by the time she went missing. So I'm like, I don't know if, is that something when they came back, they turned something off? Another thing, I would think that they looked at the hotel footage if they did have it. I don't know what to say. So then, like, in the Smart case, too, as we use that as an example, because it's kind of a good one where they give you a wrong story and, like, a million other things they did. So there was questions if he let her back into the dorm. And I was like, I don't know if he let her back into the dorm, because it would have been really hard to remove her from that dorm room. But people believe they did. So there was a number of things in that. So I was like, I don't know here if he let her back over into his hotel room or anything like that, or some other location. It's some other location. I don't think the story is as it is. Like he's saying in the water, and then he went and threw up on the beach. It's like, if you're throwing up on the beach, I'm going to question like what you just did right before you threw up on the beach. She was drunk. She was definitely drunk. And he's the one controlling the situation. So he's not that drunk, right? He's the one that's the more sober guy. Thinking about the stories, like, I got freaked out. I went to try to save her life. But how do we go? I went to try to save her life, and I don't know where she went, so I went back to my hotel. It's like, this does not come together, you guys. I don't know what parent is like, yeah, it sounds reasonable. Okay, so Konanki's parents have since traveled from Virginia to the Dominican Republic to help in the search. Yeah, I'm just helping you guys. Like, please search elsewhere than where he said. I can't give you a definitive, but I would lean on 90% she's not in the water. I don't know. So I don't know what the location looks like. And he could have let her anywhere else. Because if they left at an hour, I don't know when he was clocked back seen. Okay, so another helpful thing on timeline. So they said that they left and went back to the hotel at 5:55. I'm assuming she was alive at that point because they said they left her with him. Unless they didn't see her. If they didn't visually see her when they left, then we don't have a proper timeline other than sometime between 4:50 and the time that they came back at 5:50. But if they saw her at 5:55, and then what is the clock time when he gets back to the hotel? Because that'll give you the max amount of time and what could possibly happen in that amount of time. And then you kind of go back from that. They said in their cases it may be easier to get a victim before they drown, but that's not always the case for the ocean. The ocean can be a great danger for even the greatest swimmers. Things like rip current. Yeah, but you don't go back and just go back to your hotel, okay? The chances of that happening, even if it did happen, the chances that you're not seeing him, they explain this. I know my beach. I know my beach. Like they're just acting like this big wave came out and then she's just gone yonder into the middle of the ocean. It's like usually it pushes back, but you know, again, it depends, but that's so random, right? It's just this one wave. But again, why is he trying to kiss her? Why is he trying to kiss her when she's inebriated? Why you guys have not learned your lesson up in here? The girls should have been like, okay, we need to watch this dude because like my friends over here is like wasted and we don't know this guy. You have to assume they're all predators. Like, because they tell us we have to assume they're all rapists. So they're all rapists. And he'd be trying to do that. And he admitted to doing that. So I was like, oh, you were trying to take advantage of a drunk girl. And so all of a sudden she got killed by a wave. And you just went back to your hotel. That's him. That's him. He thinks he's bullshit. That's the garbage right there. No, it's totally, it reminds me of the Paul Flores thing. It's like you always have that feeling, like, what if you're wrong and you're just calling this dude like a straight up liar? I've never been wrong on that, really. We've had the liars manipulate the story later and then turn it into something it's not. That's a different thing. That's just them chronically lying still. But it's just that you break that down and it's like it doesn't even come together. It's not rational actions. Like even if you were the drunkest of the drunk, because I think everybody out here has been drunk one time or another. And you know that even if you're like halfway aware, you would be like, whoa, oh my God, somebody died, you know, or I'm trying to save somebody. But you don't then wake up and then you're like throwing up and then you're just like, I don't even know where she is. I'm gonna go home. Like I don't know. It's just that's not a thing. Unless you killed somebody and you're straight up Sojo, you would do that. You know, who cares? I don't know who she is. Anyway, that's really him. He doesn't know who she is. So it's like, nothing on me. Nobody knows me. She don't know me. I don't know her. And I'm not from this country and I'm leaving soon. And it doesn't, you know. What was his MO to get her alone to begin with, right? What's his MO to get her alone to begin with? Nothing good. So on this video, it kind of shows the ocean itself, and it's just kind of like, are you serious? This place has been here. Do you see the waves? She would have been, he's saying knee deep. Okay, so he was claiming he's asleep somewhere, okay? He would have been up here, I'm assuming. Not in the water taking a nap. I mean, I don't know, but he's claiming they went into the water. Now you see where people are. Like this is the visual. You need the visual because it's like what they would have been. Yeah, I said you could walk out quite a long ways on a lot of these shorelines on these beach areas, mostly the populated ones like this resort type of thing. You gotta walk out, and then if a wave like if you would have any trouble, it would be a little deeper out and it would come over here and push this way. But more times than not, like people get pushed up. And then, but if you don't catch ground, it could pull you back in, but then you have more waves coming. So it depends. It depends on what was going on that night. If there was like massive, like weird crap going on. But I don't believe the story. This is just me. I don't believe the story. So I'm trying to figure out like where, because they're wasting time. They're going off the story that he's saying. So they're right now wasting all their time in the water. Like I just if I just don't think so. And I think it's just the throw off. And then also, if you committed a crime, what is the best thing to do? You want to take, these guys usually take showers and shit. Oh, just jump in the water real quick and come right out, and I'm totally cleaned up, and I'm gonna barf all over the damn, sand or something. I don't know if they found this location where he's claiming he threw up, but to me, it seems like he did something, and then he came back and he cleaned up, and he came over and he threw up, and then he went back into his hotel and hid out. That's what it sounds like to me. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is like the resort, so I don't know where he could lead someone to, and then try to do a cover up. Unless she's in the sand somewhere. I would think, you would think you would be able to figure this out, but we need time frames. Yeah, there's some places. I don't know if there's some dense tree. I can't see the location. So my thinking is like his story is bullshit.